Taiwan World Pool Championship has reached day 2. We're still at the group stages. There are over 100 matches per day being played on this table and 7 outside tables. So a lot of action as we start sorting out the contenders from the pretenders. Only the top 4 in each group of 8 will qualify for the next stage. The smart money would be on both these two fellas progressing. They're unbeaten so far, and it's finely balanced, this one. 2-2, Majid to break.
He lost the cue ball a little bit there.
But he's put 3 balls down, so he's got a bit of table to play with.
Yeah, and he's landed with a chance at the 2. It's not an easy one. Another look at the break off. One into the side pocket. Imran has lost the last 2 racks, so if he could finish out and clear up here, go a long way to get himself back on track. Long 2.
And Imran needs this. He's not really had much of a chance to pot any balls the last couple of racks. Archer has played it safe, then cleaned up. So Imran might have been gathering a little bit of rust sat in his chair. This is just what he needed to shake that rust loose.
No, you're exactly right, Nick. Johnny's been clinical with how he has summarily removed the balls the last 2 racks. And now it's down to Imran Majid, the UK #1, to try and reply to Archer's onslaught. Nice and close to his work. This is looking an awful lot like how he opened this match.
Well, he opened up with a statement, didn't he? He said the best place to have Johnny Archer when you're playing him is sat in his chair, so I'm going to keep him there. Clearly that's what he's trying to do here. And as you said earlier, Jim, if you've got a dangerous opponent, the best place to keep him is sat down where he can't do any damage.
Just draw this back for the 9 into the corner pocket. And assuming this disappears, Majid will once again have his nose in front.
Boy, that looked easy. We've had so much cat and mouse in this match.
Haven't seen so much of Archer spending time in America. He's got his own little personal air conditioner.
He needs to bring that in here. Go get it, Jim, will you?
Johnny Archer to break, trailing 2 racks to 3.
Well, Johnny obviously trying to keep the heat on. The order of the day right now, a break and finish for Archer. Well, even though he's got a ball off the break, he's not landed on the 1. That's the bad news. But there's some good news to that story, too. I doubt very much Majid's going to have a clear path when he comes to the table to this 1 ball, because Johnny's got a wall of colors to try and hide behind.
Yes, you can already see where cue ball and object ball are going to finish up if Johnny gets this right. Opposite ends of the table with a whole bunch of problems to deal with, and he's got that hidden away. Now, that's like trying to get out of Hampton Court Maze or something, isn't it? I mean, it's you know, there's no straight path here.
I think Imran always knew he was going to be in a lot of trouble when he came to the table. And this is a tough hit. bottom cushion. And what's worse is he knows he's going to be knocking that one, even should he hit it, into an area where it's open. He's going to have to trust to a bit of luck to try and get it safe, and that's assuming he hits it. And as I've already said, it's a tough hit. He's looking at the two cushions.
I mean, it's bad enough having all that congestion to try and get through. But as you say, that cue ball pinned up against the rail there as well. I mean, it's tough to see how this could be worse for him.
Like I say, with all the colors in that one quadrant of the table, he's really got nothing to try and hide the one behind, even had he hit it. And it's ball in hand for Archer. There was nothing easy about that, and Imran knew it.
I mean, sometimes you make a mistake and it's down to you, but I don't think Imran Majid needs to go back to his chair thinking, boy, I blew that one. I mean, that was a tough ask.
Now he's got to maintain a positive outlook. He's still 3-2 ahead, and Archer has to try and clear up with ball in hand, and that's just to get back to a level score line. So Imran's a long ways from out of the glory days as far as this match is concerned.
Well, it's quite the opposite, isn't it? Assuming Archer holds here, he's still got to get that break of serve, to use the tennis terminology. It's Archer that really needs this one desperately, but then he's still got to look for something when Majid breaks. So the British #1 is still very much in the driving seat here.
Nifty little shot there from Archer, playing the cue ball into an area to take all the others out of the equation. And removing this two, he'll be using the rest to attack it, but in slotting this to the bottom of the corner, getting on the three, really the hard work will have been done.
Certain referee Nigel Rees will be keeping a very close look at this. There's an awful lot of balls down there, and there's Rees going to take up a really good position. This is Hawkeye time. Very well played indeed. No question of any contact with any of the balls.
Roll this in, play the 4 to the bottom right. This match has really had it all. We haven't really seen any mistakes, any glaring mistakes. It's been a lot of first-class safety play. Got a couple breaks and finishes courtesy of Imran Majid, and that's really what's kept the pressure on Archer, because Archer's racks have been, the ones he's won have really been hard fought.
He's got that funny little habit, doesn't he? He just doesn't like to have a ball in the pocket that he's playing over. And it's purely psychological. That ball is not going to jump out of there of its own accord.
Nothing more than something that's become a habit and almost a trademark for Johnny. Just removing those colors from the pockets that he bridges over, because they certainly have no bearing on the shot. Now he's in a position here to play from the 6 to a 7-9 combination, or bring that cue ball into an area to play the 7 into the open pocket. And I think that would be the preferred shot. And he's overrun it.
Yeah, he's in no man's land, isn't he?
And this a chance for Imran Majid, because Archer has to pull a very good shot out if he's to continue on here. This is far from straightforward. They like to say that this is the 50-yard line, kind of halfway between the devil and the deep blue sea as far as position is concerned. And the pocket that he's playing this to is a blind pocket. The line of sight looking away from the pocket. Very missable.
Nailed it. Done a lot of work with that cue ball as well, hasn't he? Well, this isn't a gimme. But I guess, Jim, from the position he was in, he'll take this, because it could have been a lot worse. Very nicely played. He dug himself into a little bit of a hole and then just as easily pulled himself back out of it. Has effectively now become a race to 2. There are 3 racks left and they both need 2 of them. Wouldn't Majid love another one of those breaks like he had last time here? Well, he's got on and there's a good spread of balls and the 1 has dropped, but he's been out of luck at the other end of the table because that 2 got covered up. Right, I believe the 5 down there.
Yes, that's right. The 5 coming to the aid of Archer, because that 2 was very makeable had that 5 not come in to block the clear path to it. And now Imran is faced with a very difficult decision, because it's not easy to push into an area now. Probably just over the right-hand side of the table, just to leave half of that 2. Or is he going to pocket the 2 with the 5? Interesting choice. And I think Archer's going to put him right back in very quickly. He's on the pink 4, and you can see he's going to have to be going at this one from the side cushion. That was a mistake from Imran. I fully think he tried to get the 2 ball, but he tried to get that cue ball over to the side cushion.
Ooh.
And that's
a killer. That is a killer.
Disaster. He's had the controls in his hand in this match, and he's just let him slip. And for the first time, Archer has never been in front, and you'll never get a better chance to get in front than right now.
What a time for that as well, in the context of this match, where it's a real sprint for the line. Archer can clean up here, then he breaks as well. Imran potentially may not play another shot. It's never good to make a mistake in a race to 5, because there's so little time left for you to get it back again. But in the context of this match, he could not have chosen a worse possible time to play his worst shot of the whole contest.
Well, he played that push out rather quickly, and I think it deserved a little more attention. Always easy to say afterwards, giving Imran the benefit of the doubt, but certainly that's the shot right now. It appears to be his undoing. Archer almost never drew this cue ball back far enough for the 6. Much smooth sailing now, even though he's taken a lot of time. That's nothing more than experience, letting you know that's a very key moment in the match. He wants to make sure that anything of a careless nature does not appear.
meticulous here, isn't it? A little bit of dust has been removed from the table.
He always does a little greenskeeping. Picks that up from all his days on the golf course. Oh, he's overhit this. He's going to have to play this 9 into the side pocket now, and that wasn't intended.
But Jim, it looks a pretty straight shot.
Yeah, I don't expect him to miss this at all, Nick.
And courtesy of an error of judgment from his opponent, Johnny Archer, the American #1, is on the hill in this race to 5.
Everyone here around the main table, the World Trade Center in Taipei, knows, as do we, that Archer could be breaking for the match.
Well, it's been a fascinating one. It really has. We sometimes get disappointed when we build them up. 2 #1s, 2 guys unbeaten. It could have been a damp squib, but far from it. It really has been a terrific one. And is this the final act of this group match?
Well, that was a defining moment in the last rack, and Archer is looking to take it right through to the victory line. Now he's going to have to secure a ball off the break and hope that cue ball stays in the middle of the table. He's lost it.
But I think he's got away with it. I mean, that couldn't have come together better for him. He's got a straight shot on the 1.
Well, for the first time, that one might have been a kiss that could signal the end for Imran Majid in this match. 1, 2, the 3 in the open. There's no problems here at all.
This is going to leave a real bad taste in the mouth of Imran Majid, isn't it? I mean, his memory of his last shot in this match will be going in off. And that's going to sit and burn there until his next match. But as you've said many times before to me, Jim, a good pool player, like a good sportsman in any other sport, of course, has to have a short memory. You just got to close the door on it and walk away.
You dwell on the positives in any sport. That's the key to success. And Archer right now looking to go 3-0 in the group stages, and in a lot of groups, 3 wins, 3 convincing wins, sometimes can be enough to get you through. Certainly 4. Mind you, in past, I remember, Nick, we've seen 4 wins, and I think one group last year, 4 wins wasn't enough.
That's the luck of the draw, isn't it? Sometimes, as you say, 3 will get you in. Another time, 4 won't. But I think this fella's going to be there, whatever.
And that happened a few times last year. But Archer wants to take that out, going 3-0. A long ways. He'd be leading his group. Group 5. One good positional shot here from the 5 to the 6. Boy, he pulled the string on that one. I didn't expect him to run that cue ball around off all the cushions the way that he did. Obviously, he knew the path it was taken.
This is one of those moments, isn't it, when you're the other guy, when you're Imran Majid, sat there, all you're doing is offering up a prayer to the gods of pool. Give me another chance.
And it really hasn't been the worst performance we've seen from Imran. A couple of mistakes have been duly punished, and those mistakes have proven to be the difference in this match. A very high quality match, giving us just a little bit of everything. Look out.
It needs to put the brakes on, and it has. But he's got to be real careful here.
Well, had that cue ball stopped a few inches short of where it is, this shot would have taken on a different complexion. I'm still not sure Johnny can go at this 8. I don't know whether he can keep that cue ball out of the side pocket.
He obviously he can pot it, but where on earth is that cue ball going to go if he does? And I think we know the answer to that.
I think he may have to try and cheat the pocket here and possibly just draw that cue ball off the knuckle nearest the white. We'll see how he plays this, but either way, I think he's going to try and draw it. Boy, this is tough. This is just not nearly as easy as it could have been.
Meanwhile, in the other chair, I think Imran Majid is holding his breath, because maybe he's going to get back. This is a real nasty one for Johnny Archer, who stands on the threshold of victory.
Well, the only thing I can tell you with any degree of certainty is this 8 will not be going into the center of the pocket. If it goes in, it's going to go in sloppy. That's the only way Archer can keep that cue ball out of the side pocket.
What a position for Archer. Is he going to get back on? If he does and he pinches the rack, he breaks next.
No, he's queuing up exactly as I figured he would. He's got to try and draw it, cheat the pocket, more of a fuller contact. And he's got to try and draw that cue ball just off that near bump, the corner there nearest the cue ball. I think following through, I think he almost has to go in off. Again, it's difficult to tell from the angle, and the time he's taken tells you that this is far from easy. And you know something, had that cue ball stopped a couple inches shorter, as I mentioned a little earlier, this shot wouldn't even be attempted. He'd have to play safe or bank the 8.
Isn't it tough to play safe when you've only got one ball to hide behind? He's not dead yet, this fella.
Imran hasn't gotten out of his chair to have a look at it. He knows how long Archer's taken. Can he keep the cue ball out of the side playing top? That's the issue.
And for the third time, Archer has started to line it up, then gone away again. The thing is, every permutation you look at, and I'm sure Archer's gone through more permutations than you and I can think of, Jim, but every single one of them has got a negative result somewhere. How does he get out of this?
I think his only chance is drawing it, and that's if he attacks the 8. The other option that we haven't spoken about is that he may elect to play safe. Well, he kept it out. Now, did he cheat it enough?
Oh, he has.
He did.
Oh.
What a shot from Archer. A lot of right-hand spin. I've got to be honest, Nick, I didn't think he could keep that cue ball out of the side pocket playing top. Obviously, he did. I knew it wouldn't be going in the heart of the pocket.
He's got absolutely spot on with the cue ball and with the object ball. Anything else, and it wouldn't have worked. Now for the match. And let's face it, he's earned it. What a performance.
How do you spell relief? A terrific effort from Archer, coming back, never ahead in the match until 4-3. He took it home over the finish line. A 5-3 win. The USA #1 player Johnny Archer over UK's champion Imran Majid.